Hey YouTube, it has been, I don't know, months since I've made a video, and that's not good. But here I am, I'm about to make a quick little smoothie, I guess you could call it, in the blender. Um, Lots of stuff going on, but I just want to show you this. This is going to be a raw chocolate smoothie. You know how much I love raw chocolate and the feeling that it gives you, knowing that it has the highest amount of antioxidants and magnesium and chromium and all these different minerals that are so good for you. Well, I'm actually going to start carrying a line of chocolate through rawBella, through my business, through my raw food consulting business. And so I'm going to make a little recipe with it now. So I'm going to be adding this raw chocolate mix that comes from Sunfire Superfoods. It's called Chocolate Bliss. And I'll just quickly read off the first couple of ingredients. There are so many rich superfoods in this, and it's so fantastic. I've tried many different lines of cacao, and it's, besides being delicious, it's just so rich. But anyway, it has Mayan gold cacao powder, hemp seed, whole coconut, rhodiola rosea, maca. Maca is such a great, fantastic source of protein. South American root vegetable, I think. Salt, the sunfire sea salt. They also carry the sunfire sea salt, which I'm now using as well. Awesome sea salt. It's a pink sea salt, Himalayan pink salt. You can see that pink, beautiful pink color. Anyway, so MSN, tocotrienols, which are vitamin E related tocopherols, and I'm not exactly sure what that is, but in terms of making the recipe, that the way that the company suggests, you add an additional bit of the tocos, ultra pristine or pristine ultra tocos. And so basically what it says is that it's a cold pressed, enzymatically stabilized whole rice bran, rich in vitamin E related oils, and just an enormous amount of antioxidants. So again, I'm just looking at how I look in the camera. We're just getting so much in the way of antioxidants, and they make their own brand of vanilla agave. So I'm going to start carrying this stuff, and I'm going to put a little orange essence at the end, because that's so good for I think the way that it interacts with the olfactory take some of the bitterness out of the cacao. But it's not bitter at all. We're gonna taste it, and I'm gonna make that right now for you right here. So I have the recipe, and I'm not usually, as you may know if you watch my videos, I'm not normally a recipe follower, but when I make it this way, it comes out fantastic. So let's get started. So I took my blender to school yesterday because I made green smoothies for all of my students, and they were all so pleasantly surprised. They really did not think that they would enjoy juiced vegetables, especially dark green leafy vegetables. Many of them had never had collard greens, and I made collard greens, apple, banana. I think I had some mango and some strawberries and some dates and ice water, and I made juice for 100 teenagers yesterday, and they loved it. I mean, they loved it. They loved the juice itself, but they loved the love that came with it. They were just, I mean, I have never been in my classroom before where the kids walked out and each one of them were like, thank you, Miss Graham, thank you, Miss Graham, thank you. Oh, I shouldn't be saying my last name. But anyway, yeah, well, that's my last name, whatever. But they were, they were thankful. Their bodies were thankful. Their spirits were thankful. They didn't even know why they were so thankful, that they had just been infused with so much goodness. So anyway, 3/4 of a cup of vanilla agave. So I have a 1/4 cup here, and so I'm going to put 3/4 of a cup of Sunfire Superfoods vanilla agave nectar. So, and I'm putting it in my Vitamix. That's 1. That's 2. That's 3. So I'm going to let that drip upside down for a little while so that we can make sure we get all of it in there. And I'll turn the camera a little bit so you can see it. I don't want you to get the light over there. But so that's dripping. And then it's 3 cups of water. So while that's dripping, I wish there were actually a way for, oh, there is a way that I can set that there. So 3 cups of water, and I'm just going to get it right here from my fridge. Ta-da! Ta-da! Ah. 1. Did you know that in the 70s, the Russians banned microwaves? You shouldn't even microwave your water. I just recently heard that there was a lawsuit, I think in Wisconsin, that someone was having to have an emergency blood transfusion, and they and the blood was frozen, and they microwaved the blood to thaw it out, and they put it into the person, and the person immediately died because of the way that the microwave interacted with the blood and changed the chemical makeup of the blood. That's what it does to your food and your water. So anyway, 3 tablespoons of Tocos, and in the interest of time, I can't find my actual tablespoons, so I'm using a regular tablespoon. But 3 tablespoons of Tocos, and blend. So there we go. I do have measuring cups. This is a real kitchen. I do have measuring cups, and I do have spoons. I just got to get them and find them, and I got to organize stuff. That's my goal for the summer. As a teacher, I have the luxury of being out in a couple of days. Blend on high for 10 seconds. So we're on high, and we're going to count together, and I've got a timer on my YouTube page, so that's wonderful. 10 seconds. 1, 2. And now you add 1.5 cups of cacao. 1.5 cups. That's a lot of chocolate. And it should get this, like, I don't know if you can see this on camera, but it's got about an inch of froth on the top. If you don't see that froth, you probably didn't blend long enough or high enough. So make sure you check for the inch of froth. So I've got here 1 cup, and I'm going to use the half just to be a little bit better about measuring. We don't want to waste. We don't want to get the recipe wrong. So there is 1/2 cup. And so there we go. So we're going to blend again for 30 seconds. So if you would plug your ears and count, it's a fun exercise. You can meditate during this time. If you could just go into that space. Maybe you could say the money chant. I'll put the link up for the money chant. It's a good time for you to say the money chant. So what you do from here is you pour it into a gallon container, and you're going to fill the rest up with water. But I just wanted to say something about the containers, because we want to watch for PVCs, and we want to watch and make sure that it's not just garbage plastic, that it has been recycled. And so on the bottom, I checked this one, and I don't know a whole lot about this, but my understanding is that a 1 is a good number, and a 2 is a good number. And if you're out there, I'm willing to learn, I'm open, and I know I need to do more research on this issue. But 7, anything 6 or 7, it's not a good thing. You want to make sure that you're in the 1 or 2 or maybe even 3 range. But again, I've got a lot to learn still. So